Hello, you guys.
Hi.
Good evening. Sorry that, Suzanne, you're kicking the stand so the camera shakes. Can you move your feet? No, but the entire video is gonna shake every time you put your feet there. Okay, sorry. And also the hygiene issue, you're not wearing socks.
My feet are clean. I just got out of the shower.
Oh my goodness. In any case, you guys, hello, good evening. Can you hear us? Please let us know if the audio is working for you.
I'm sure we have some Americans on. It's afternoon in America.
It is Sunday. Oh my goodness, May 4th, day 2 of rehearsals. Good evening to Stealing Z. Good evening to Loris. Hello, Amelia. Hello, Tunay, who says, hey, Suzanne.
Tunay. I don't even know why the name is Tunay, but I had this conversation last year. It's definitely Tunay.
Well, hello to Tunay.
And the passo was great, by the way. The passo was great.
Suzanne, you keep kicking it.
No, I'm not.
No, but the screen shakes.
That's not my fault. I'm not kicking it.
Your feet are on the table.
No, they're not.
In any event, just in case you weren't across this, the EBU is releasing less footage this year. You're getting 3 photos of the acts the following day, and you're also getting descriptions written in the arena. So yes, that's why there's not that much to dissect. But what we will do is go through the 8 acts who rehearsed today. Suzanne will do a dramatic reading of...
I need a drum roll, please.
Of the EBU's description, and then we will comment, and then all of you can also comment with your thoughts, hopes, dreams, aspirations for each act. Okay.
Chucky, it's cold.
Let me move this down.
It's cold. That's all I can say.
There we go.
It's chilly willy.
Suzanne, do you want to kick us off by reading the first description of the first act that rehearsed today live in Basel? That post back.
Live in Basel. Oh, it's all in one post. I don't go to Wee Wee Blog.
You need to speak up.
Okay, so where am I starting right now?
You're starting with Norway. Kyle Alessandro.
Who had his wisdom teeth removed today, apparently.
That is true.
Yeah, that's really painful. Having your wisdom teeth removed really hurts. Like, it is not pleasant. So
I mean, he's probably on morphine or codeine or something.
I hope he's okay, because he moves a lot, and you're not going to be able to dance
Hopefully
vigorously.
it's like an upper wisdom tooth and not the down, because like up is easier, yeah.
And hopefully they hadn't fused, right? Because if they've grown in and started
How old is
fusing...
Kyle?
It's even worse.
18.
Oh, he might be okay.
Yeah.
I thought that picture of that I just showed you was Kyle, and I was so confused because somebody was commenting on his wisdom teeth, and then we had that old man at the beach, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm so confused.
That's the baller.
All right, so, Suzanne, please kick us off with Kyle.
Do you want me to start at lots?
Yeah.
Here we go. Lots of elements of this staging have traveled directly from MPG, including the prop with the 2 stone pillars and the steps. But Kyle has a much bigger LED backdrop for a series of post-apocalyptic mountain graphics. Mountains definitely a theme this year. And also a much bigger stage to work with. He takes full advantage of this with a very polished dance routine that uses both the walkway and the wide front section, which the crew call the frame stage, by the way, so we will too. What elevates this performance to off the scale is the lighting. There's a moving lighting rig on the roof that lowers in the second half, creating a stunning moment in the quiet middle 8 after the dance break, when Kyle is caught in hundreds of spotlights in the middle of the stage. As for Kyle's costume, there's been lots of discussion about whether he might change the armor because of similarity to Armenia's park. Then he confirmed he was keeping the armor, but it would be a new version. If he has changed it, we really can't tell. To our admittedly untrained eyes, it looks exactly the same. Also, one other small point. Kyle has 3 dancers rather than the 4 we saw at MPG, and one of them delivers some impressive breakdancing at the end. Do you think it's Felix doing the breakdancing?
Oh, the pyro
Our
update.
little nephew?
Yeah.
Oh, pyro update, sorry. Again, similar to MPG, there's a channel of flames along the front of the frame stage and jets of flame through the second half. Anyone in the standing area should bring marshmallows.
To be honest, it sounds like not that much has changed.
Yeah.
It seems, which is fine because it worked at MGP, but it just seems like they've made it bigger,
An
with
enhanced
more
version,
lights.
correct, yeah.
But well, yeah, I don't know what to say really until we have photos.
There's really not, yeah, exactly. There's really not much to discuss, I think.
Was there breakdancing at MPG?
Yes, there was.
MGP?
And no, breakdancing, there was not.
Yeah, I'm not a huge
dance break,
fan
there
of break
was.
dancing. The dance break was fantastic.
Yes,
in
it
MGP.
was. It kind of like elevated the song.
But break dancing, do you think that's going to fit the vibe of the song?
I do not.
Yeah,
But, yeah,
We'll have to.
I reserve
wait
the
and
right
see.
to change my opinion when I see it.
guys, let us know what you think about the vibe of the break dancing. Do you think break dancing will work? ESC Kelp says, don't fix what ain't broken.
That's actually a fair
Indeed.
point. That's actually
Absolutely
a fair
fair.
point. There's nothing wrong with the performance from NGP. You really just need to enhance and make it more polished for Eurovision. Particularly in these Nordic countries, it's just like you can usually copy and paste what they do onto the Eurovision stage, and it's already a great performance. So don't try and make the song more than what it is.
We just said that.
Kelp, ESC Kelp.
Paul Ingente says MGP and Melody Festival artists are
Exactly.
Eurovision ready as
To my
always.
point. Yeah.
It was already well rehearsed and ready to go. So there we
I
go.
think there's a super chat.
Dennis, we're talking about Norway. This is Norway. And Lil Catherine says the breakdance and Kyle being lit up before the silent moment at the end is new. So Kyle is going to be lit up before the silent moment at the end.
Kyle's 19, not 18.
Forgive me, he is 19. We have a super
As Maria
chat
was pointing out, there's super chats.
from Kyle Alessandro Hive. Who is that random man in the doorway behind
I
you?
know, I had to look behind me earlier. Too. Man in the doorway.
That's a mirror. It's Suzanne.
yeah.
Can you move so I can
That's
see
me.
the mirror?
That's
That's
me.
Bernardo.
Oh, that's
That's
hysterical.
me.
Oh my
That's
god.
me.
All right, we get back. Other thoughts on Norway before we go on?
Again, for the people that haven't joined us yesterday, it's really difficult for us to be
Wait,
passing
can we-
judgment on the video.
Well, that
Yeah.
takes us to Eclectics Mechelin. Don't you think this live chat and comments by these so-called experts is completely useless without pics or video? Now, indeed, but the point of a live chat isn't just to offer expertise, is to be part of a shared community of people who like to discuss music, who like to discuss Eurovision, who like to discuss their favorite artist. If you're here for utility, I'm sorry, we can't really offer that because the EBU's not releasing footage, so you can leave the chat. However, if you want to stay and share the enthusiasm and love for Eurovision that we have, then you are welcome to stay. Eclectics Mechelin, that's a big shout out to you. Thank you for joining. Ask your other questions. We'll be happy to answer them, as will people in this chat who love to share the Eurovision love.
Can we talk about the community for a moment? Do you know how happy it makes me to see some of these folks that we see year after year?
Thank you, HLFA.
It's like coming home, isn't it?
Absolutely. And this is my thing. Viewing is voluntary. So if it's useless, click on the X.
William, we just got an invite to Greece to somebody's summer house, and I am totally in.
Greece is beautiful. Greece is absolutely gorgeous. And Ionis Zacho says Marina Sati will be back.
That was like a pleasant announcement for today.
It's really exciting
It's
how...
really exciting.
And related to this, I love how so many artists from Eurovision 2020 who did not get the chance to perform their songs are now getting the chance to hit the Eurovision stage. That's
I
very
like
nice.
last year's folks coming back also because it's like allowing them to keep on with the momentum of last year.
That's also true. That's
Home
really
is
cool.
where the heart is, and my heart is with Suzanne and her yoga balls. Thank you, Shay.
Let's
Serving cunt.
do a few shout outs. Shout out
Your
to
yoga
Tune. Shout out to Joe Crook. You can leave the chat Amen. This is freedom.
Okay,
Freedom
let's
is
be
here.
Nice
Y'all
at
can
this point. It
No,
was
but
stated.
Praise be
to
Eurovision
pass
crystal
it.
ball. Please come
Where
back.
is crystal? That involves dusting off the crystal ball, which is purple.
Yeah.
That crystal ball was purple. Now, I'm not saying anything.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I love a
Who had a
purple.
crystal ball?
Purple is my favorite
Where's
color.
the
We are
crystal
going to
ball?
leave it there.
Please do not clip this. We're not.
Where
Eurovision
is-
crystal ball.
What's his favorite
Shay,
color? I'm
home
looking
is...
for the
Oh,
crystal
that's the
ball.
yoga ball comment. Thank you, Shay. Let's scroll down. What's this? Whoops. Why is this... Here we go. Jillian, sending love. Are you Scotland, Jillian? Are
No,
you
that's
the
Jill's, isn't it?
Oh, yes, you're right. But
Gillz.
shout out to you, Jillian.
She was with us last night.
Shout out to you. Now, look, we do need to get back to the discussion. So we just discussed Norway. So it is now time to discuss Belgium. Red Sebastian with the song Strobe Lights. We are going to have...
Strobe lights.
Oh, hi. Oh,
This is
I
hilarious.
think
We're having
we're
room
okay.
service
I
now.
think we're okay, but thank you so much.
thank you.
Okay.
Have a good night.
Bye, thank you.
We love where we are staying in Lisbon. The hospitality is incredible. Strobe Lights is also incredible.
Lights.
So, Suzanne, would you like to read the description provided by the EBU?
You bet I would. Belgium, Red Sebastian, strobe lights.
Oh no, please keep going.
Time to crank up the tempo and break out the glow sticks because Red Sebastian from Belgium is rehearsing his rave anthem, Strobe
yeah.
Lights. Red Sebastian is the alter ego of 25-year-old Seppe Harriman, who was a finalist at Belgium's Got Talent way back in 2014. Gosh, in 2014, he was what, 11? Okay, moving on. He went on to study music at the Conservatory of Ghent, where he had singing lessons from none other than 2023's Gustav. We love how small the Eurovision world is.
Can I pause and say something? So far, there's been zero description of the actual performance.
performances.
So
Yeah.
this is padding. Keep going.
All right. Red Sebastian won Eurosong for Belgium in a haze of pulsing red
Oh my
and
God,
black
still
lighting.
nothing.
That's definitely made the journey to Basel. But now it takes in the full LED wall and the frame at the front of the stage. The precision choreography of the lighting and graphics is spectacular. In the final section, the Lego lights descend to add some intensity for the final section when the whole thing goes off and the arena dances like the whole world is watching.
The arena is empty, by the way.
What is right now? Okay, the moving platform hasn't made the journey from Eurosong. Red Sebastian stays grounded for this performance and now has 3 dancers rather than the previous 4. This seems to be a theme. His costume is very similar to the red PVC suit with triangular shoulders he wore in the official video, and his dancers are in matching outfits but with black accents. Being floor-based also allows Red Sebastian to include some precision choreography. Didn't they just use that twice in here? Including a section where he interacts with his own reflection on the LED floor. The big notes are something else. There is no roof left on this arena. We need a lie down.
This is very interesting. So I think leaving the platform in Belgium was a good idea. Because watching the national final, and I said this in the reaction, I didn't feel like there was freedom of movement. And that makes sense. If you're on an elevated platform way up in the sky,
Yeah.
it's probably a little wobbly,
Like
quite
a party
frankly.
in the sky.
Yes, but this party was not stable, so I could understand
Yeah.
why you couldn't do as much choreography. And then also, it takes time to get from the top of the platform to the bottom.
Yeah.
And when you have 3 minutes, having to move, that can slow you down and impact things. So based on this description,
Is off.
more precision choreography, more movement, I think this is smart. And then using the reflection on the floor, it sounds like we're getting a more precision performance, a more dynamic performance, and a more comfortable and confident performance.
It actually fits the stage, because if I remember correctly, the stage at Eurosong was like, it was surrounded by people on all directions. So maybe that's why I used the platform. but it's more suitable for this setting. Like I know like the team worked really hard to update this and make it as sleek as possible. But what will really carry this song is Red Sebastian's vocal, and that's not something that we have access to. So we'll see. We shall see.
We have Lucy Percy in the chat.
Love Lucy Percy.
Lucy talks
Shout
about back
out.
in the day
actually-
feeling like these live streams were the beginning of Eurovision before she was on the team. Aw.
Can we quickly read some comments from the users?
Where is Simon?
Actually,
So-
let me give a shout out to Jan de Mulder, our friend in Belgium, watching us in his living room. We love you.
Love Jan de Mulder. We met at Junior Eurovision in Kyiv like ages
Yeah.
ago. Like 2009 or 10, and then we were both in Minsk. In any event, love him. These are some comments. Rob Block's Eurovision Song Contest says Belgium is coming in the top 10. Andy Jones says Belgium top 10, but not a winner.
There's a trend there.
Yeah, Lil Catherine says, I hope for a break between Norway and Belgium. They kind of cancel each other out. This is an interesting point. They are next to each other in the running order. Would you like to see a break between them?
I don't think so. I think thematically they're very different. I think like Kyle Alessandro works more on the darks and the blues, and then Red Sebastian, of course, the reds and the explosion. And I do think there's enough difference sonically as well to make both songs pop without canceling each other.
Well,
I don't share the same opinion, but yeah, thanks for the message.
So I do share her opinion.
Oh, God.
I do feel like these two upbeat songs, one after the other, it's similar texture. One is more light and one is more dark, but it is a similar texture for me. Other comments coming in. Do
we have a super chat?
That is an older
Okay,
one.
yeah.
We are going back. Sorry, I have to scroll down. Forgive me. This is Janny. Janny says, unfortunately, I don't think Belgium is 100% safe. It might not qualify. And here is, Dana Diva, Belgian comic, hugely famous. She sells out comedy shows across Belgium. She's featured in Belgian media, and she is here in the chat. Dina Diva, incredible, incredible queen. Thank you for joining us. Dina Diva says, I bumped into Red Sebastian and asked him if he was nervous, and he said for now, he's still chill. He looked confident, and you can trust Dina Diva. She speaks the truth. She's basically a journalist wrapped up in a comedian. Very sharp, very sharp. Dina, thank you, hunty. We are glad Sebastian is feeling confident. And here we go, finally. Emmanuel Dirker says, Belgium will qualify, capital Q. Go, go, Red Sebastian. Right, go, go. So you guys, final thoughts on Red Sebastian before we move on to the third act of the day. Suzanne? Check.
Actually, I just think like for Red Sebastian, while Suzanne picks up the next country.
Can we make it brighter? Sorry, the sun is setting, so we're fading, and it's the video it won't go any brighter. Sorry.
No worries. I think what I need more from Red Sebastian, just to ensure that he has absolutely no trouble qualifying to the grand final, is more connection with the camera and making sure that I feel something when he's singing, because his voice is pitch perfect. You know what I mean? He's one of the best vocalists of the year. I just need the vocal to carry emotion for me to connect with the song, and that's what I'm missing right now.
And I think leaving the platform at home will help him do that.
Okay.
Because it's easier to sing on the
fair
ground
point.
and dance than it is to be on something that might wobble. I wouldn't want to be up there singing. I'd want to be on the stage.
Yeah, because if he's selling a rave, he can't be still.
Yeah, you can't do all this if you're like...
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. All right. Well, Suzanne, it is time for you to describe...
I just want to say that I hope Red Sebastian...
Speak up, honey.
I hope Red Sebastian is bringing cotton candy with him. Because I do love cotton candy.
Wonderful. The cotton candy haze, of course, refers to that moment when you see someone at the club and you want to see them after the club. It's falling in love, falling in lust, and everything looks amazing. He said this in an interview with Wee Wee Blogs. Now, Queen of Rock asks, hello, Wee Wee Blogs. Guys, what do you think about Azerbaijan? For me, the outfit was promising. Well, we are going to turn to Azerbaijan right now. Suzanne will do a dramatic reading. Please go ahead.
Of Azerbaijan's Mamagama, Run With You.
These are the comments written by the EBU because we don't have access to the press room, so she's reading from the Reddit thread.
In the first semifinal, Italy will perform at this point, but as they're part of the Big Five, they don't rehearse until Thursday, so instead we skip straight to Azerbaijan's Mamagama with Asef, Hassan, and Arif singing Run With You. This is our first performance of the season where we have no national final as a frame of reference for this staging. Mamagama were chosen through an internal selection, so we have no idea what to expect. How terrifying for the live blogger, exciting is that? So it's like how terrifying for the live blogger, they've kind of marked through, exciting is that? I'm kind of confused. Okay. There's so much joy in this performance. It's giving Daft Punk, Nile Rodgers, funk pop vibes, but with a nod to Azerbaijan tradition in the sections after the chorus when lead singer Asef plays the saz, which is a traditional long-necked lute. The performance plays out in the middle of the stage inside a lit halo on the floor that's mirrored by a smaller one suspended from the roof. The LED wall adds scores of animated shadow dancers, mirroring the moves of Mamagama's 3 backing dancers, creating a very cool crowd effect that's got us all chair dancing. This is such a summery bop. As for costumers, the band are in very stylish black leather suits with red accents, but Asef and Hassan are wearing different styles of jacket, and Arif's top is sleeveless, which presumably makes it easier to play the drums. They also have 3 dancers in sparkly black and red catsuits. We're told that the male dancer isn't wearing the final outfit today, so we'll see that in the second rehearsal. The style levels have been outstanding so far this year, and Azerbaijan are no exception. Pyro update, big flame jets at the end.
A lot of big flame jets this year. Thank you, Suzanne.
So
You're
much.
welcome.
I just want to say, Bluffin says, spoken word album from Suzanne when. Thank you for that. And quickly, shout out to Eileen Ulick. Thank you for this super chat.
Thank you.
Hi, guys. Love Lily Phillips enjoying Red Seb's song. Huge Red Sebastian fan there. Eileen, thank you so much. Now, turning to Azerbaijan, Dave Fielding says, shout out to Dave. Hello, love him and Michelle. Azerbaijan is one of my favorite songs this year. Sadly, I don't think they will qualify. Not so much love for them online.
Not seen, probably that.
Oh,
yeah.
not seen much love for them online. And then Andy Jones says, well, Azerbaijan could surprise and qualify. Ria Salas says, my problem with Azerbaijan is that it sounds like many songs we've heard before. Bernardo, you're nodding there. Do you agree?
I think there's nothing wrong with this. It's like, it's one of those songs that it's like, this is a nice song. You could hear it on the radio. Is it memorable enough for people to pick up their phones and vote? Kind of doubt it.
Are you still talking about Mamagama?
Mamagama, yeah.
Just making sure.
It's just like, even if like they throw like the flame jets, even if they had all the pyro in the world, it's just a mid song, and it's currently on my playlist. I listen to it on the car a lot, but I wouldn't pick up the phone to vote for it. And at the end of the day, that's what really matters at Eurovision. And on a semifinal, 100% based on televote, it's crucial that your song has any kind of appeal to make people pick up the phone and vote. And I think that's what's missing on this century. And also the fact that we haven't heard them live, or at least I haven't heard them live. So there's concern there as well that they won't be able to keep up with the studio cuts. So I'm still on the fence on this one.
I'd like to pause and look at their outfits. If you have Instagram, you can go to the official Eurovision Instagram account, and they have this costume reveal. So here they are in their normal clothes. Yes. And then they wear, they're in black.
Latex? Is that latex? No.
It's like pleather
There was some
with.
latex.
Is that like chocolate orange accessory. It's like a orange brown, or is it just orange and black?
That's orange and black, I believe.
Yeah, on the shoulders. Yes, it's very dark. I'm hoping that the backing behind them, the colors are brighter, because otherwise they might disappear.
It's like patent leather.
It's good to see some motion. I don't know. In this clip, I don't see them kind of throwing themselves into it.
No.
It seems.
I mean, it is only a clip.
It is only a
very
clip,
brief
indeed. But they seem very reserved to me, and I feel like, you know. But then again, their song has that sweet vibe. So
Yes,
maybe
it does.
You don't need
Summery
to be,
vibe, yeah.
You don't need to be over the top.
I just can't get comfortable to it. Devin really likes this song, if I'm not mistaken.
There's nothing wrong with the song. That's the thing. There's really nothing wrong with it.
It's a great song.
I think we have another super chat.
It's just that it feels familiar.
Correct.
This is Panagotis Polydoru. Run With You is a simple song that plays in the radio, but with a very good stage and good vocals, it can squeeze into the final.
I mean, come on. We've seen this before as well, so this is a fair point. For example, Cyprus last year, it was a very, radio-friendly song that had a good performance on stage, but the song was nothing extraordinary, and they were able to qualify. And the year before, they have Andrew Lambrou, same kind of vibe, and they were able to qualify as well, so there might be a path for this, although... Yeah, we'll see.
We have multiple super chats that have come through.
Okay, we're going to quickly look at these super chats. Oh my goodness, Ramzan... Hello, loves. Greetings from Turkey.
Hi.
Thank you so much. We are so happy that someone from Turkey is watching. Hadisa 2009. Loved that song. Absolutely loved Turkish entries. John Bonomo?
Yeah.
Loved that.
Looking forward for your eventual return in the future.
Please come back soon,
Please
Turkey.
come back as soon as you can. Yeah.
Do. This is... You want to say the name, Suzanne?
Alcoholic.
I bet he's related to Suzanne Adams.
Please.
Suzanne is back and the cyst. Happy to support, and you are able to make content even if the EBU denies it. Thank you so much for your support. And I'm sorry we don't have more concrete things to talk about because we can't see anything. However, it's great to be here in a community of fellow Eurovision fans. Thank you so much. Now, we're going to go back to Azerbaijan. In the comments, here we go. But there are no more comments coming in.
Should we move on?
Oh, no, here we go. Where did it go? Enorma Skokchi says, if Azerbaijan qualifies, they will be in the top 10 with the juries. So you think this is more of a jury song than a public song, is what I'm getting from that. And Azerbaijan World Vision ATV. Guys, be honest. Please tell me what you think was dishonest. Please confirm what you thought was dishonest, because I don't know how to reply to that. And where is this? Hello to the UK ESC Stan. Now, there were a few favorites from earlier that I had saved, so let's just address them. And we will start. There's a question about Albania, which we're going to be coming to later, but let's answer this now. Do you guys think that Albania will be this year's Ireland? I'm assuming that's a Bambi Thug reference. Yeah. I remember this time last year, we were having the same conversations about Ireland that we are about to have with Albania this year. This is Alice Noah. I actually think that's a nice comparison.
Yeah.
I think if Albania delivers staging, that song isn't...
Her dress was amazing.
She looked fabulous. And we're going to come to her dress, so maybe we should address this question when we get to Albania. But I think this is true. One, I think that Bambi Thug, if they were competing this year, they'd be top 5 guaranteed. I mean, they were 6th, but they could even win, I think, this year.
Yeah, I think they would be higher.
They would be higher.
Well, this year is just an interestingly not interesting year.
Yeah, the music this year doesn't speak to me as much. And someone actually asked that question. And I cannot find that.
Interestingly not interesting.
Where did that? This is Jetin. We've sort of noticed a little less enthusiasm for this year's ESC. There's been less coverage and content, and you guys seem not to enjoy most of the songs. Would you agree? And if yes, why? So there's so many ways to approach this, but I'll just speak from a personal perspective, not for anyone else. I think that I'm just busy at work and exhausted. And so maybe my fatigue and exhaustion comes through on the camera. There's just less time. Yeah, and so I struggle just to make reaction videos these days. Not because I don't love Eurovision, but because there's just no time. In terms of the song quality, I think we all agree. This year's songs are just not as strong. I just don't feel there are not as many songs that I'm like dying to see make it. I'm just excited to see what happens, to see how things pan out.
Which is actually
exciting.
nice. It's just an exciting thing, and also I believe, like, to give you another perspective on this point, it's the fact that even in like weaker years, like we perceive this year to be, in previous years, the sense of community and having something to talk about. Whether it be online or on live streams or on videos, that was enough to fuel the conversation and keep the momentum going. And the fact that there's really nothing this year to talk about in the week prior to the shows kind of cuts into that, right? So like the Eurovision community is the beating heart of the Eurovision Song Contest. It has always been like that. And the fact that there's nothing to dig our teeth into makes it look like nothing is really happening. And I don't know if that's a good brand strategy moving forward, but I am not the brand manager for the Eurovision Song Contest. Clearly, there are more qualified people to do that, and they're making their choices, and they will reap the results in the coming years.
So this is Phil Curtis. Phil Curtis says, I find some years I come into Eurovision with lower expectations, and then you tuck into a semi-final or final and you're surprised. Let's hope this year is that. It very well could be. This is JB Trip Reports. I think that this year is very unpredictable for Eurovision. And it's been said before, I would rewind to Eurovision 2011 in Dusseldorf. What I loved about that year is literally everyone was a favorite at some point. Honestly, France was a favorite at some point. The UK
flopped.
Blew Ireland with Jedward.
Yeah.
You had Stella Mwangi from Norway. And
Didn't even qualify.
Didn't qualify. Poland, Yestum, people loved that. Didn't qualify. And then Azerbaijan ended up winning. That year, people loved Hungary. People loved Estonia.
Yeah.
There was so much going on.
All flopped. All of them flopped.
Italy on debut coming second with the jury. I mean, an incredible year.
Nobody gave 2 cents about that song.
Eric Sada, Sweden was a favorite. He was leading halfway through the voting.
And then he ended up not winning. Third? Or I don't even know. I can't remember.
Oh, Flop Icon.
Hey, Floppy Icon.
Hey, Floppy Icon.
How's the cemetery today, darling?
Floppy Con, we were calling.
Let us know about the cemetery flop icon. I just want to quickly finish these tweets I saved, not tweets, comments I saved. Zico Chanatib, Sawadi Krub to you. Sawadi Ka, thank you so much. Love Thailand. I was in Thailand in January. Best holiday of my life, living for it. Flora Apo Acropoli, she says, I would say it's a weak year. And I appreciate your honesty. I think compared to last year, and the year before, and especially Eurovision 2021, is a weak year.
I think we would all jump on Flora's boat.
Yeah, Flora
We
gets
would row with you, honey.
Flora. All right, we're going back to the comments before we move on. Tunai says, Lena should have won again. She was great in 2011.
Yeah, she was.
That's
for me
incredible.
Better than the year she won.
Oh, yeah, and I thought she was better than most of the acts that finished higher than her.
She ended up finishing top 10.
Top 10, yeah. She was great. Oh my God, Floppy Con.
Welcome
Everyone
back.
is here for you. And Abdullah Ahmed says, I agree. Last year, I didn't have a clear favorite because all the songs were so good. This year, I'm locked on Albania. Yes.
Many people are.
Abdullah.
You're not the only one.
That is fantastic. And finally, before we get back to it, John Zuka says, hello from Kosovo. What do we think about Albania's dress? We're going to come to Albania shortly. So stay on the stream. We are going to come to Albania shortly. And there was a super chat, which is coming in from Michael Paul at work and finally caught you live. These customers gonna need to wait.
Period.
That's
honey.
hilarious. Thank you for your super chat. And please tell us, what industry are you in? Retail, hospitality? We need to know what these customers going to be demanding. Okay, Michael Paul, you let us know. We will find you in a second. Now, Suzanne, it is time to move on to the next country on the list. It is Gabry Ponte from San Marino, Tutta l'Italia. Because, we want to keep this rolling, maybe we skip the background info and just go straight to the staging description.
Those of you old enough to remember Is that where you want me to start?
Please, do your thing.
Those of you old enough
I'm gonna grab a
to
water.
remember
This will take some time.
1990 waves may remember the global dance mega hit Blue, Dabba Dee, by Eiffel 65. This was also Gabry Ponte, but he's got Eurovision credentials too. In 2022, he was a credited songwriter on the Austrian entry Halo by Lumi X Pia Maria. Oh, I remember Pia Maria.
You know what's funny? When that act came out, I was worried that the live vocal would not be good and that they could not perform that live. Do you remember?
Pia Maria and Lumi?
And everyone was so deeply offended, but it was like, that song is hard to sing. And then when it was live, it kind of bore out the point. But Colleen, I thought, managed to sing a dance song rather well. Sorry, side note, keep going.
So, Gabry is no stranger to an audience of millions on a big stage, and he's 100% owning this one. The focus, as we saw at Una Voce per San Marino, is mainly on Gabry himself in a silver jacket against a backdrop of pulse lights and graffiti on the LED wall. Gabry's decks are huge and look like they're made from mirrored panels that reflect even more pulsing lights. But the dancers we saw at Una Voce per San Marino are gone, replaced by two instrumentalists who play the accordion and the tambourine. This is such an interesting and unusual staging concept for Eurovision, a performance where the masked vocalists are not the main focus. The only other example we can think of is Norway's Nocturne in 1995, where the fiddler was the main focus, I can't read through Williams and Bernardo's arms, was the main focus rather than the singer. Add any other suggestions in the comments. Either way, this feels like a rousing football chant of the song, and it's easy to imagine the crowd being caught up in the infectious energy of it next week. Part of the lyrics translate as, "Let us dance with a glass in our hands, then tomorrow we'll regret saying I love you." That's kind of funny.
Can I read two
Very
comments?
Very much feels like a night at Euro Club. Can I finish this first?
Girl.
Pyro update flame. What's up with this flame jets being used over and over again? Flame jets and fireworks with added smoke jets in the final chorus and a firework finish. The pyro store is now empty.
So much to say. Shay starts off by asking if you're a size queen. Gabry's huge what? His huge what?
It's a question for you.
Suzanne.
Huh?
Gabry's huge what?
Decks. D-E-C-K-S.
Joe Crook asks, his what are huge?
His decks. D-E-C-K-S.
I thought we talked about Sweden's sausage already. Girl. Girl. Shay, why is Suzanne talking about big deck and
fiddling?
Oh.
Huh?
Oh.
I'm so confused.
We move on.
I'm just reading
to
what
discuss
the EBU wrote.
San Marino Pyro. They have budget, y'all.
Someone said San Marino sound like a hot mess, and I cannot find it. So whoever said that, Daisy Jones, is this my girl from the UK? If it is, shout out to Daisy Jones. Shout out to... This may be a different Daisy Jones, because I think the names Daisy and Jones are quite popular. So forgive me if we don't know each other in real life. Apologies. Gary Odufeso says, San Marino is one of my least favorites. I simply just don't get it. Noah Ray is crying, perhaps about the decks and sausage. And Mishi, 28, says, it's sad. Tutta l'Italia as a song is definitely qualifying material, but the staging with the focus on Gabry ruins the qualifying chances. This is an interesting point,
but
Bernardo.
That's not the issue of Gabry. It's just the issue of having a song with a DJ just like for 3 minutes. It's very different. It's very difficult to stage a song like this.
You see no mouths moving to the song, right? Because Gabry obviously is not a singer. Totally fair. He explained this in our interview at Eurovision in concert. He's like, I'm a DJ, and the role of a DJ has changed. Fair enough. But because we don't even see the backing vocalist sing, or the vocalist, we see they're covered, it's a bit bizarre as a viewer. You're like, where's the audio coming from?
Exactly. Plus, I must say, like, if they have the budget, because clearly they have, because Gabry Ponte has the budget, he flew into Basel on private jet.
Who?
So, Gabry Ponte.
Ah.
So he clearly has the budget for the Eurovision Song Contest.
Our man has money.
And I mean, he needs to throw everything that he can at this performance. If he wants to, like, use the entire pyro system of Basel, he should do it, because he will need it.
And by the way, Michael Paul has confirmed he works in produce retail, getting folks the food they need. You know, and I think a lot of customers can be angry with produce because prices have gone up. So I wish you patience. I hope people are being kind. We appreciate your work and we appreciate your super chat. Thank you so much. Getting back to Gabry Ponte, any other comments? Any other comments on Gabry Ponte? Mabuhay, Imokib Antonio. Shout out to the Philippines. Is it just me, or are there portions of San Marino's song that sound like some traditional Celtic music-derived elements? Hey, I think there is a strong chant element across many cultures, many musics. No, I get your vibe. I get your vibe. Ooh, Lucas says San Marino is giving Poland 2018 vibes, big non-qualifier, and fan flop.
Well,
Flop?
with all due respect to Poland 2018, we can't compare that to Tutto l'Italia, because at least the singers singing Tutto l'Italia, even though you can't see their faces, they can sing. And Poland 2018 struggled to do that.
Did they make the final?
No, they
Rome?
did not.
Okay, and he was like 11 to 12. It was close, wasn't it? All right. Final.
But that's my personal opinion. So sorry. I need to put it out there. It's my personal opinion.
Still Sane says Gabry Ponte will non-qualify. Ian Adams says San Marino having the most famous artist again after 2021. A reference to Sanit? No, just kidding. To Flo Rida.
No, I got to see Flo Rida in concert last year.
Was it cool?
Actually,
You paid to go see Flo Rida?
No, I attend this trade show every year, and they had Flo Rida as the entertainment as it closed. This year it's Snoop Dogg.
Suzanne, is your blood moon rising?
Mr. CG, my blood moon is not rising thanks to some good hormone supplements.
All right. Shout out to hormone supplements. Now, we...
Official partners of Eurovision 2025.
Hey, who knows? We move on.
Who's next?
The next, actually, we didn't look at Gabry's outfit. We need to go to the Eurovision.tv.
And we actually need to look at the outfits from the acts that we've already spoken about.
Let's go back to the Eurovision Instagram. And then, where is Gabry Ponte? Oh, there he is. Here we go. Okay. Oh.
There's a question here that it's important to... Oh.
He's basically wearing, like... Is that a raincoat? Is this before or after?
This is after.
Oh. Okay. They're all wearing pajamas.
The masks look like dark lobsters on the faces. So you can see their mouths this time around.
That's nice. We see their mouths, so
Yeah.
you know who's singing. They're in pajamas, and he is ready for a rainstorm in a war zone, because that's camouflage, girl.
Yeah.
This
It's
is...
kind of hologramish.
Yeah, very... Like oil, when you have oil in a water puddle, you're in the parking lot.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, iridescent realness. Well, all right. Phil Curtis asks, why Lisbon? So...
Because I'm here. I'm just kidding, Phil.
The condensed version is because there's less content and less access in Basel. We were faced with a decision. Do we spend 2 weeks in one location, knowing that in that first week we're not, bless you, going to get anything?
So sorry.
And also, Basel's very expensive. I checked on book. Well, I won't say which website, but a youth hostel bed was £250 at one point for like a youth hostel bed, whereas half that amount of money will get you like a 5-star stay in Lisbon. And so, you know, it's not cheap to go to Eurovision for 2 weeks, and Lisbon's just much more cost effective. Bernardo's here. Suzanne and I love Lisbon.
We don't have as much access as we used to have.
Host of Eurovision 2018. So yeah, lack of access, expense. We could do it from everywhere. We could have stayed at home, frankly, and just done it remotely by Zoom, but it's nice to physically be
We
together.
even talked about going to Vietnam.
Yeah, Suzanne and I were considering doing all this from Vietnam, but they're 7 hours ahead
the time
of
difference.
London, so it would have been a little tricky sleep-wise. But maybe next year we'll go to Vietnam for
There was
Eurovision.
a rather important questions over there talking about the videos.
This is funny. Joe Kirk says, we can see their mouths so we know who's singing. How did we get to this point talking about live performances?
This is a very fair point.
It's very interesting.
Very fair point.
That's a real educated take. I like that. All right.
Thank you, Joe Kirk.
Suzanne,
Yes.
you're up again, babe.
All right, shall I come back in the center?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Which country is it?
Albania.
Oh,
Albania.
let's go.
Albania, Shkodra, Elektronike, Germ.
Scro, yeah. Did she? How did you say that?
Shkodra.
It's not.
What is so funny?
Say it again.
Shkodra.
I'm officially done. I'm leaving the room
So
now.
how do you say it correctly then?
I think it's
Shkodra.
Shkodra.
Shkodra Elektronike.
Oh,
It sounded like you said scrotum. Is why. That's what I was hearing.
But it was close. It was close.
I'm not even going to try to say it again. All right,
Okay,
here we
y'all.
go.
Comments on Albania while she reads.
Are we ready?
Oh, still saying we will be in Basel. We go on Thursday, the 8th of May. We're hosting a very big event for 1 week called the House of Helvetia. We have more than 20 acts confirmed coming for 1-hour sessions, fan meet and greets, live performances, and interviews, which we will record and put on our YouTube channel. So there's a lot of content coming from the 8th of May. All right,
Next
Suzanne,
announcement today.
Albania.
So, the Lego lights have been lowered with the ones at the back of the stage lowest and getting progressively higher towards the front of the stage. It creates a more intimate space for SE to perform, like they're underneath a lit staircase. Hard to explain, but it's really effective. Very little of the Festivali Congress staging has made the trip from Albania. It's had a complete revamp.
Ooh.
There's still the red and black color scheme that plays out with the geometric shapes on the LED backdrop, the Lego lights, the LED floor, and the frame. The animation really drives the performance and provides a striking contrast to their main performance area, which is a structure of black and white light boxes in the center of the stage, where Cole stands in this middle with his drum. Beatrice uses much more of the space for her unique dance routine and armography, which has stayed much the same, and the final chorus dances down the walkway for the big finale.
Oh,
Yes!
wow.
Costume-wise, Beatrice is still in red,
So beautiful.
but it's different. It's a different dress from the one we saw at Festivali
Kungus.
She's wearing a dress of red crepe satin with sparkle on the bodice and lots of draping. We've just been introduced to her mom, who made it. One red glove on her right hand, but not on the left. The whole look is very glamorous, and that includes Cole. He's wearing a double-breasted military jacket, like a peacoat. Sorry if peacoats aren't a universal thing. If you Google it, you'll see exactly what it looks like. There are several songs at Eurovision this year that feature orchestral strings. This one also has a huge drum bass line that reverberates through the floor. It's a full body experience from start to finish. And lastly, like all of them now, for the pyro update. Flame jets during each chorus on the frame stage. It's getting very hot in here.
Why do I feel like Albania is going to do so bloody well?
Oh my god.
I just feel it in my core. Even reading that description, it seems
It's
like...
giving fan wank.
No, it's not a fan wank.
But in the best way possible.
Oh.
I mean in the best way possible.
But I think the payoff is also there. You know what I mean?
Correct. Yes.
It's like, I feel like RTSH understands they have a good thing, and it seems like they're motivated to do well. I want to tell you an interesting aside. I was speaking to an Albanian colleague at work, and Shkodra, where they're from, is known as being Shkodra is known as being a hub of culture in Albania. It has like a Habsburg vibe. There are many people from many different cultures in this part of Albania. They were known for refinement, for art, and you get that vibe from the lead singer Beatrice. She just seems so refined and so elevated. And she told me in Amsterdam, she said that she lives in the mountains, away from parties, and she wrote a song, and then Kola imbued it with sadness and elevated it. This is a work of art, is what
Yeah.
I'm trying to get at. And it's one that's accessible to so many people. The passions that people have from this song cut across so many demographics,
Yeah.
so many borders. People are like, oh yeah, people in the Balkans will love it. Yes, but so will people outside of the Balkans.
I'm not in the Balkans.
Iberia girl.
Yeah,
Hold
yeah.
on. Zara, Joe Crook, Zara has a Pastelnata cafe inside it?
Suzanne, while I respect...
Yes, it does. We'll go there.
Okay.
But I need to tell you guys, honestly, this is like one of my favorite songs, and it was the first one to be released. And I really want to go to Albania. So
It's amazing. I've been 5 times.
I've
It's
never
incredible.
been, and I am really excited. And I think even sonically speaking, like stripping it away of all staging, everything that we're going to see next week, sonically, this would be a deserving winner of the Eurovision Song Contest. It's different from everything else being put out this year. It sounds very ethnic. It sounds very Albanian.
Well, it's very like spiritual. It belongs
Yeah.
in like a yoga sound bath or a spiritual healing sort of retreat.
Yeah, and it would be in a way such a nice return to early 2000s Eurovision. And I'm not saying this song is dated, but it will take Eurovision back to the times where countries were unafraid of sending unapologetically, you know what I mean, like ethnic songs, and they were not like formulating their songs to a particular pop radio friendly. You know what I mean. Well, you know what I guys mean. What I mean.
We have so much to say about Albania, and I'm gonna get to that, but I just want to say thank you, Dave Fielding, for the super chat. Got to go and do some filming with my grandson.
Oh.
Great stream. Can't wait to see you in Basel. Dave and Michelle, love them. They're a lovely, lovely couple. Now, I've been saving your Albania comments, and I just want to run through these right now. Jet On says, Albania coming for that trophy. Yes, hunty. And then we have Georgie XOXO Enchanted Living. Love her. We met face to face in Liverpool. Thank you for coming to Lush. She says, I pray this is Albania's year. Albania emoji, heart emoji. They are absolute magic personified. Shay says it's so beautiful how they've embraced Eurovision despite not caring about it before FIK, Festivali Kungis. They are the modern day Princess Diana and Mother Teresa. Amen.
And honestly, I do think we need to shout out to our stunning Albanian colleague Erdi Tajesi.
Erdi Tajeki.
He was the one that
He said
last year approached Shkodra, I believe at a music festival, if I'm not mistaken, and urged them to take part in Festivali Kengas, even though they were not.
They weren't fans. They
weren't fans
follow.
of FIK or Eurovision, and they ended up giving it a go, and they won. And look at them now. Look at them now.
Absolutely killing it. This is for Suzanne Scrotum. That's for Mr. CG. It is Shkodra.
Shkodra.
Elena H says they deserve to do well this year.
Yes.
Andrea Herzegovina says, if there is any fairness in an unjust world, we shall all meet in Tirana in May 2026 for the 70th anniversary, preferably with a live orchestra. Germ winner.
Can you imagine if FIK translated into Eurovision?
Incredible. Oh my God. Well, we're going to get to that because Tunai says, do you think Albania can host Eurovision or is it too expensive? Now,
When's the last time they hosted?
They've never won.
Never won.
They've
But you
never...
and Devin seem to like going there.
We go there a lot for other music competitions, including Kunga Magica, and we've also... Oh yeah, we were in Festivali Kungis. We were live streaming during the show at Festivali Kungis. Shout out to Ardit Jabreya. Love that man. Dear friend. But Tune, it is true that Albania doesn't have massive arenas. Like, Paleti I Congressi, where Festivali Kungis is an intimate venue. It's very nice, but it is older, and I don't think you could host Eurovision in that venue.
But at the same time, I think that would be the government investment required to ensure that the event goes ahead.
Albania is hot right now, tourism-wise. It's booming.
It is.
Everyone's going there. Money is coming into the country. So maybe this would be the motivation for Albania to say, look, international people have started coming in droves for years now. So let's invest. This is the time. This is the excuse.
To do the big jump.
Yeah. And then they'll be getting all the big artists. I mean, they already get Dua Lipa. Our girl Dula Peep loves to go to the motherland. She's from Kosovo, but she of course speaks fluent Albanian. In any case, we keep going. We're going to wrap up your comment.
3 songs left.
We need to quickly actually look at her outfit. Now, her outfit is a huge talking point. So we're going to the official Eurovision Instagram to look at Albania's outfit. There we go. Here we go. So she's at home in her Adidas. 3 stripes, girl.
Oh my
wow.
God. Wow.
He looks amazing. She looks amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh my God. Is that a thigh split? Oh no, that's her hand. Okay. This.
But I do think she has a tie split.
This photo, to me, so if you can't see it, it looks like this, right?
Is she wearing red hosiery under that dress? Like, this is...
I like that parts of her outfit are sheer. She looks like a flame. She literally looks like
she's the girl on fire.
This girl is on fire. She literally looks like a flame. And this could be a portrait. I see this as like, you know, the ruling family, the ruling royal family of like a really small country. And like they're in total control, right?
I need a wind machine.
Yeah.
I do need a wind machine on this. Oh, it looks incredible. And it really does.
He looks so regal. He's like the general. She is the queen and he is the general.
Outfit is just, her red dress.
He will defend his woman in battle.
Beautiful.
Now, are they a couple?
No, they're just friends. Can I tell you something funny about Kola? He is hilarious. During our interview at Eurovision and concert in Amsterdam, our man was holding a beer. He didn't care. He was doing his thing. He's like, I'm going to keep getting my buzz.
Yeah.
And he was great. She was great. She looks like a model. Look at that.
You know what makes them very endearing?
So many different textures
and like
to
what you just mentioned about the beer.
Look
is
at the
that
bosom. The
beautiful.
bosom isn't literally, the breast is outlined by the dress. Do you see?
And there's like a sapphire
on her nipple,
ruby right where the nipple is.
There is a ruby on her nipple. This is just art.
It's really good.
This is art. Wow. Thank you, IB Rebecca. Everyone's, of course, focusing on the dress, but his suit jacket is on point.
It's on point.
It's
it
strong.
Really is.
It's impactful. Rebecca gets it. Rebecca gets it. Love Amsterdam, Mr. CG. Love you. Niall McGee says, if Suzanne had bangs, she could be the stand-in rehearsal for Albania. Give her the red dress.
I would love to wear that red dress.
Where did you rank Albania in your top 30? Actually, we're publishing Suzanne's top 37 tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we won't reveal where she ranked Albania, but y'all gotta watch that video and see. Okay.
Pretty middle of the road, though.
All right.
Thank you, Anna. Whoever you are.
Wait, what's just happened?
I don't know. She just sent a message with my name. Thank you very much for your kindness and for your love. Thank you.
Please read the comment from, and so okay, sorry. Here we go. And says, the dress she wears is from a novel here in Albania. Rosafa, a real story about a woman who got murdered and was put inside the wall of a castle, which is built in Shkodra, where Shkodra Elektronike is from.
So it's also connected like to their roots.
Wow, that's giving
there's
Edgar
a story,
Allan Poe dying in a wall or having your corpse in a wall. That's very dark. That's very interesting. And now her song, The Fire.
Yeah.
You know, fire. Death and fire are very much related, actually. Yeah. Burning of ashes.
Now I gotta read the story
disappearing,
about this
smoke
castle.
Reintegrating into the earth. That is drama. Suzanne is going to pull up the story and do a quick ChatGPT summary. Just kidding.
But you know
a
what?
quick Suzanne Adams summary.
For a duo that was not interested in Eurovision whatsoever, they're very, very, very thoughtful about everything they put out about their heart. Very thoughtful. Yeah. And that's incredible for Eurovision because we like to get our teeth into everything and analyze everything. So it's great that we have an act that is putting an effort on every part of it.
You know what it is? You have pop stars and then you have artists.
Yeah.
And Shkodra Elektronike are artists.
They breed music.
It's just so sweet, so touching. I'm just obsessed.
Yes.
I absolutely love them. And I know that you guys do.
According to Albanian
too.
folklore, 3 brothers were building a castle on a hill, but every night the walls they built during the day would collapse.
Oh.
An old wise man told them that the castle would only stand if one of their wives was sacrificed, buried alive in the walls of the castle. The brothers agreed to not tell their wives and to let fate decide. However, the 2 older brothers broke their promise and warned the wives. Only the youngest brother kept his word and said nothing to his wife Rosafa, who had just given birth to their baby.
Oh.
When Rosafa arrived the next day and learned of her fate, she accepted her death but made a heartbreaking request. Wall me in, but leave a hole for my right eye, my right hand, my right foot, and my right breast, so I can still care for my baby. See him, feed him,
my
rock
God.
him, and comfort him. She was buried alive in the wall, and only after her sacrifice did the castle walls finally stay standing. The legend is a powerful symbol in Albanian culture, representing self-sacrifice, motherhood, and loyalty. The story is also seen as an allegory for the difficult choices and deep sacrifices made by women throughout history. Would you like a photo of Rosafa Castle or a visual representation of legend?
This is art. You know what? Women so often suffer and at the hands of men. And when you watch the performance in that context, this is why the breast is outlined. Because it is her right breast, the right breast is outlined, and there is a sapphire on the nipple, clearly representing like the lactation, right? Feeding the child.
And the fact that the mother made the dress.
Oh my God.
It's even more like, there's
Wow.
even more symbolic.
Of the castle.
That is among the most depressing stories I have ever heard.
And it's about motherhood, and it was her mother that did the dress.
Thank
so there's
God
like
it's
connection
folklore.
after connection. This is just like iconic.
So Florian is repeating what you just said. In Albanian legend, 3 brothers were building a castle, but every night the walls would collapse. They were told by a wise old man that the castle would only stand if they sacrificed one of their wives.
Someone is asking us if we did already have dinner. Not yet.
By burying her alive in the wall. Now, Suzanne just read the story, and indeed, but also how beautiful that the mother chose to sacrifice herself so that her child would have a house to live in. You know what I would do? I would call a contractor, girl.
Yeah.
I would call the architect. I would say, you
lack commitment.
Do you want to get buried on a wall, girl?
No.
Would you do it for your cat?
Maybe.
There we go.
There we go.
Look, we
need to move
love
on.
Albania,
But we need
do
to move
have
on,
to move on.
unfortunately.
We're actually going to save this video and clip that and put that on YouTube because I think that explains so much of the power.
Of this song, yeah.
That is just
We are moving
unbelievable.
on. We have 3 songs left.
Who is next?
Left,
C'est la
and we
vie,
have not eaten
babes.
dinner.
C'est la vie.
C'est la vie, Netherlands, Claude.
While you do that, I'm just going to get a prop. So continue.
What are you getting a prop for?
For Claude, c'est la vie.
Okay, so
Dramatic reading incoming.
dramatic reading incoming. This is another performance where we don't have a national final to help us predict the staging. Instead, we have to find clues, like the prop William is going to get, from the official video, which is pure contemporary artistry. It's also another song sung in French. In 2022, we didn't have any songs featuring French, but this year we have, by our count, 6. The start of this starts with a handful of piano notes that made us hold our breath. Then it builds and builds through the first English verse into the chorus. What the fuck? Where the bass line drops and the party starts. Aside from his vocal talents,
You better shake that booty,
Claude
honey.
has a natural connection with the camera
better
that
shake
makes
that
this
booty.
feel like a powerful bit
Yes.
of visual
Say
storytelling,
la
like
vie. Say that
whatever the heck
ass.
is going on behind me. And he
Girl.
infuses the whole performance with pure joy from start to finish with 2 contemporary
You better
dancers
twerk, sister.
who dance around him
Yes.
and in and out of shot like they're just passing through his party. Many of you will have seen Claude's outfit on Insta earlier. A purple suit with pearl details so far this year has been
Yes,
an excellent
come closer,
advertisement
yes.
for effortlessly cool male tailoring. which we're very here for. Is that a condom?
This is not a condom.
At the student hotel, there were condoms in our hotel.
Although after that
Okay.
sexy dance, we do need
Apparently,
condoms.
there's no pyro because there's no pyro at the end. But last paragraph here, this is one of the first performances we've seen so far that features less of the LED wall. And now we know why. In the final chorus, there's an explosion of pink and blue flowers, William's favorite colors, that take up every square inch of the wall.
La vie, we say la 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 vie.
And the frame, you almost expect them to flow into the arena. What a finale.
If you didn't guess, C'est la vie is among my favorites. I love me some Claude. Shout out to Avrotros. Thank you for sending me this beautiful Dutch flag, which says C'est la vie, and this gorgeous bracelet. Shout out to Lucy Surti, who I'm sure loves this C'est la vie Claude bracelet. I will be exchanging them. You guys, this song is just gorgeous. Now, out of respect for the Dutch flag, I'm gonna put this back so that it's not like on the bed, etc. But we love Claude. Coming right back. Oh, can you fold that gently? Thank you so much.
Out of respect for the
I
Dutch
just
flag.
don't know
so
what
much.
to say about the dance behind me where William's belly was hanging out.
I don't have a belly, to be
We
honest.
could see your belly when you lifted your arm.
I don't have a belly.
Everyone has a belly. It's your stomach.
Girl, all right.
And it's like that purple
Oh,
shirt
is my
became a
phone- is my
midriff when
phone
you were
down there?
dancing.
Is my phone back there?
I will find it
You
for
lost
Don't
your
worry about
phone?
it.
Oh, I think you're sitting on it. Sorry. Okay, so we need to read these comments now. We need to read your comments
I gotta pee.
about... Please go on. Even behind the flag, Suzanne still shines as she urinates. No, with her amazing presence. She's going to the bathroom. Luca says the Netherlands love Claude. Serving gut. Oh, I do not have a gut. I go to Barry's boot camp. Oh my goodness. All right, where did we go? I was not doing a sexy dance. There was no sexy dance. That was not a sexy... Oh gosh, was the flag upside down? That's problematic. I hope it wasn't.
No, it's the reflection that
Oh,
the
it's
flag
the
has
reflection.
on the camera.
It flips.
It flips.
Thank you,
So there's
Hunty.
really, please, there's no drama. It was wearing the flag accordingly.
No, I think it might have been upside down. These comments, apologies. It looks like it might have been upside down.
This mirrors us. So
Oh, I see.
It's
well, all I know is I was spinning with joy for the Netherlands because this is one of my favorites. Now, we need to look at the costume from the Netherlands. Where is Claude's costume? Here we go. Oh, wow. Actually, what's interesting, it's like a purplish or is it burgundy? Is that burgundy? Pearls for days.
it's very simple.
You know what's interesting is the light, when you see, in this clip, you see light hitting it. And it does seem to take color very well. Do you see? Like, it can change from a deep purple to something...
To a light purple. To a light purple.
Yeah. No, but I think it means it can...
Is he wearing pajamas?
It can channel darkness, but also hope, is what I'm trying to say. I really... it's simple. And when he moves, he can move. I'm sorry, he can move.
Yeah.
And we didn't get to see him move very much
to
at the in
stretch.
Amsterdam and also on Ava Jinnick's show. It was like he was ill at Ava Jinnick's show. So I think he was holding back, but he was confident in his motions. But this video shows you how much he can dance and how he can move.
Move.
So Ian says the Netherlands has 2 dancers and 3 violinists.
Oh, there's nothing like violins at Eurovision. It's like a staple.
Give me Carl Espen Norway, honey. No, I do love a good violin.
We love a silent
Yes,
Love
I
a
washed
good
my
violin.
hands. No, I'm not on an adult site.
Helly888 says the outfit is okay, not mind-blowing, but not bad either. And I think that's a good point, actually. It's like, what am I trying to say?
It is not distracting of
Exactly.
the song, which is
That's
the
the
main,
thing. I agree.
which is the main
Pajamas.
thing here. Yeah.
Yeah.
we love to talk about everything that's happening around the song, but at the end of the day, this is a song contest.
He looks great in pastels, Phil says. Mr. CG said he's such a good vibe. It is just incredible. Comments on Claude, you guys. Comments on Claude. Oh, the outfit is a chop. He looks like...
Alcoholic says it looks like pajamas.
He looks like he's going to bed. But you know what? Maybe he is, for all we know. Maybe the staging has some kind of nightlife theme. Not nightlife. Good
night.
You just don't know. Good night theme.
theme.
Okay, Jetton says, Netherlands is so overrated this year. I just don't get it. The lyrics are shallow. It's repetitive, cringe dance moves.
I love it.
I'm just going to reiterate that the lyrics are not shallow because, as we know, he sought asylum in the Netherlands after fleeing the violence and conflict of the Democratic Republic of Congo, which is one of the world's least talked about and most
egregious. It's egregious.
It's one of the world's worst humanitarian crises. Millions of people, 6.8 million people are currently displaced, I believe, and more than a million. How many have died? More than a million?
Yeah.
Since 1998.
And to put it in perspective, Portugal has like 10 million people living here, a bit more than that. So 6 million people is half of
displaced. Yeah,
displaced.
Where was
7
Claude
million actually.
Displaced from?
The Democratic Republic of Congo, the DRC.
Oh gosh, we've talked about that before together.
Yeah, we have talked about that. It's
because it's a huge issue.
Crisis.
Yeah.
And in any event, that's why it's not cliche, because the
It's
idea
real
of
life.
Exactly. And the fact that he's able to stay so positive despite the turmoil that he and his family has faced, because he's channeling the lesson he faced as a child, or the lesson he learned as a child from his mother. It's touching. I don't find it basic. I'll say this. Sometimes the most powerful ideas are the most simple.
I gotta tell you.
Are you still here?
The consensus in the live stream is they don't like the outfit.
Okay, hey, fair. We need to see it with the lights, though. We need to see it with the lights.
Violins and pajamas.
Let me tell you one thing.
Ava,
the juries won't be looking at the outfit.
They'll be looking at the whole package. The voice. The
voice,
movement.
the lyrics, the composition.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Philip Ray is asking about yesterday's pasta.
Claude is wonderful. Just scared the Netherlands will go for less is more staging as usual. This is from Ava.
Which is very valid, Eva, because we're on semifinal 1, right? And we've been talking about fire jets in every single performance, and this is a very high on banger semifinal. So I would say that the slower songs really have a chance to shine.
Can I say something else? So we filmed or recorded an upcoming podcast episode, which I'll publish on the Weeby Blogs YouTube channel in the coming days. And we spoke with a musicologist at the Berklee College of Music in Boston. And we asked him about Claude's song. And he had many interesting insights, including pointing out that this song, unlike so many others, does not end with a bang, right?
No.
It ends with a quiet sort of decrescendo, goodbye, good night kind of vibe, and it just leaves a different energy. And I think that different energy is going to help it stand out.
This is one of my top 3.
Don't reveal your video. It's tomorrow.
Oh, sorry.
But
And then as soon as he goes to the final, music professionals they will have to give points to this. This is like, there are so many qualities that a music professional would look into it and it would say, yes, this is great composition. Yes, this is great musicality. Yes, this is different from everything else. Yes, he can sing. Yes, he's charismatic. There's a lot of yeses here and not a lot of nos.
I just want to address this. Charlotte says, do you bet on Eurovision? The reason No, I do not.
I do not.
Your cat looks exactly like my cat. I have a gray... Is your cat gray, Charlotte? I have a gray British short hair who looks just like your cat. But I used to bet on Eurovision like in 2010, and I have not since then because I made a big mistake. I was watching Slovakia in the semi-final, right? Hororoni from Christina. And me and my boy Vanu, we were like, ooh, she's gonna get through.
Oh my God.
She's gonna win. And then we put 50 pounds on her to qualify.
And you lost the 50 pounds.
And I lost the 50 pounds. So ever since then, I've stayed away. I have stayed away. All right. Look, we need to keep going because we haven't eaten dinner. Peter Svala says, Claude is absolutely qualifying. He is able to bring fresh air and a happy mood without being calculated.
Yeah. It feels authentic.
That's a smart comment.
It's a fair point as well.
Very insightful. Thank you so much. Now, look, we have to move on because we haven't eaten. So, Suzanne, could you please tell us who is next?
Croatia, Poison Cake is next.
Suzanne
I'm
will
going
now...
to read...
I was going to...
Dramatically,
Go
yeah.
ahead, go for it.
Suzanne Adams will now perform a dramatic reading of the EBU's description of Marko Bošnjak's first rehearsal of Poison Cake at the Eurovision Song Contest 2025 in Basel.
Where do you want me to start?
We kind of don't need the rehash of the bio because we know that, so costume-wise. Or actually, oh wait, from here.
Okay. Okay. Forget everything you saw at Dora. This is now full of Shakespearean drama. The Lego lights are in full effect here, crisscrossing each other to create a more intimate stage space that has the added bonus of providing dramatic lighting, backed by red and green storm clouds and flames. Costume-wise, Marko's black outfit with the pointy shoulders has been replaced with something completely unexpected, a full-length cape with fur around the shoulders that's giving evil Tudor prints. In the middle of the stage is a gray cauldron which Marko and his 4 dancers cast their spells into for the first verse and chorus. The dancers all wear matching blue and white outfits with frills and ribbons, and for the second half they head to the frame stage. At the end, Marko sheds his cape.
Oh my God.
To reveal a matching blue and white shirt. It may also be the size of the arena, but it feels like there's deeper bass on this live arrangement. The whole performance feels darker and more deliciously atmospheric, and a very long way down from the Dora kitchen. Welcome to Basel, Croatia. Also, pyro update, lots of low fog that adds to the witchy opening, and flame and jets on the front stage through the final 2 choruses. For the final, the smoke jets mirror smoke on the LED wall, and the Lego lights go full techno. We forget to breathe again.
Thank you so much for that dramatic reading. I want to shout out some comments that were coming in while you were doing that. Jordan, that Eurovision fan, says, the costume is way better than Dora 2025. Now I want Marko to qualify. Zelimir says, Croatia deserves to be in the grand finale. Luca says, I love Croatia and Marko's stage. Sounds promising. Tony4 says, Croatia finally in the qualifier zone. And this is exactly what we wanted to see. In our interview at Eurovision in Concert in Amsterdam, and then a week later at the London Eurovision Party in London, Marko said that his staging would be completely different from Dora. He said that haters who did not like the staging would be pleasantly surprised, and I think that is the general consensus that we're hearing, reading, seeing from all of you, and indeed feeling ourselves. Okay, Val disagrees. Val says Croatia is not qualifying, no matter what they do with the staging. The song isn't enough. We will debate that shortly. But Le Bonheur 10100 says, yes, Croatia, yes. Now, Suzanne, let's quickly look at this costume. To me, it's giving Game of Thrones, yep. Jon Snow, you know, some kind of faux fur.
He looks too sweet to be serving poison cake.
Well, based on the description you just read, the poison will come. When I think of poison, I think of a snake. I think of venomous snakes. So I do wonder if the staging will have some kind of animal, a reptile, like a deadly... Basically, if you're going to dress like Jon Snow,
if you were
need a deadly
murder
animal.
Someone, would you use poison?
I would never murder someone. I don't believe in violence, and I think that people who inflict suffering and pain will receive suffering and pain. But in any case, I think if I was singing a song called Poison Cake, there would need to be that threat of venom. And like this outfit to me does suggest animals. I don't know.
I'm thinking rat poison.
You think he's going to have rat poison on stage?
No, but when I think of poison, I think of rat poison.
It's very, this is a step in the right direction. This is what we needed to see. We needed some hype. And clearly the budget at Dora 2025, they had to the broadcaster split it evenly among all the acts. So people had very limited budget. But now he's got that money, honey, and he is putting it to good use. Philip Ray says, the way William is drinking the water, Suzanne is reading, and Bernardo is looking at his phone makes me feel like I'm witnessing a perfect moment. Absolutely adorable.
Oh,
Thank you, Philip Ray. I don't know where the hell Bernardo went. Bernardo!
I'm coming back.
Are you in the bathroom?
No, I'm not.
What are you doing?
Suzanne, that's a personal question.
Well, I had no problem telling everyone I was going to the bathroom a moment ago. Bernardo, are you lying about
Still
going to the
Sana. Will we hear Bernardo and Suzanne's predictions on this semi? Because the semi 1 video was with Debin, and he tends to be Delulu. So Bernardo and Suzanne have not yet filmed a semifinal 1 prediction video. However, we're going to film predictions again after we see more of the stage show. So maybe in a few days they can participate in that video. And for the rest of you, if you haven't seen it, Suzanne and Bernardo are in the semifinal 2 prediction video. Thank you for the question, still, Sanna. Sanna, are you Swedish? Are you Nordic? I'm thinking Sanna Nielsen. I know she spells it differently, but I'm seeing some blonde hair and a Sanna, so I'm just guessing.
Alistair says Bernardo's having a shite, and Bernardo's been gone so long, he might be.
Now, okay, here we go.
I'm not having a shot.
Coffee, caffeinated no doubt, says, tired of all the hatred towards Marko, the song is unique. If it were performed by a Nordic country, y'all would be calling it a masterpiece. Can I point out that me and Debin Adarimi both said prior to rehearsal, this is qualifying. So
Croatia?
Yes. And people said we were Delulu. But I had faith that they would change it based on our interviews. He made it very clear that it was going to be dramatically different. Now, I haven't seen the rehearsal, but I'm hoping it's as good as people are.
People are asking where Ducky Doo is, and Ducky Doo is actually with Debin, and hopefully coming to Basel with Debin. We'll see.
So forgive me, I cannot read Cyrillic, but this user says Marko himself is the only good thing about the entry. He is adorable, but I am sorry. I feel like no staging could elevate the song. It doesn't work.
Actually, my take on this is a bit different. I really need to see a more sustained vocal for the song. For the first 2 minutes in the national final performance, I was very much into it, even though I didn't like what was happening around the song and Marko. Everything that was happening around him, I was not a fan of. And then he completely lost me in the last 45 seconds of the national final performance. I know he was trying to hit the high notes, but it just felt like he was screaming for 45 minutes at me. And it kind of took me out of the previous 2 minutes that I actually had enjoyed. So what I am looking at for this particular performance, apart from everything else, is if he can sustain the vocal for the entire 3 minutes, or if he's going to lose me in the last 45 seconds again. I don't want to sound too harsh,
fair.
But it's no harsh to Marko, which is a lovely guy and he's been nothing but kind to us. But that's one of the most important things when you can be perfect in the first 2.5 minutes of the song, and then if you screw up in the last 30 seconds, it kind of destroys your chances of qualifying because people will only remember what they remember, and the human psyche works in strange ways.
Still Sani says it's Sani, like the opposite of insane. The opposite
It's still sane, not sane.
Oh, sorry, forgive me, sorry. Sane, it's sane like the opposite of insane. Thank you so much, Still Sane. Here I am messing up your name.
Ducky Doo is not in heaven. Ducky Doo is with Debin. I guess Ducky Doo could consider Debin to be like heaven.
All right. You guys, we need to move on to the final act of this semifinal. Suzanne is now going to do a dramatic reading of the EBU's write-up of Theo Evans' first rehearsal at the Eurovision Song Contest on day 1, Saturday, May 3rd. Cyprus, please share your comments as Suzanne reads. I will favorite them and then read them after she's done.
Will she read or will she lip sync?
Oh, Suzanne will be vocal. Y'all, some people are triggered by asthma, so we need to not do that. Okay. Girl, no, you have to read it.
You have to actually read it.
I'm trying to figure out where I want to start. Where should I start?
Oh, we don't need background bio info, so... Wait.
Okay.
No, I think here.
Okay. He's promised us something special in Basel, but since there was no national final for Cyprus, all we have to go on for staging clues is the official video, which had... Didn't I just read this?
Yeah. It's the same. It's basically the same thing. No. You're right. It's basically the same thing as the other country.
Gosh, y'all, I'm so sorry.
That ChatGPT was banging.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. He's promised us something special in Basel. There was no national final for Cyprus. All we have to go on for staging clues is the official video, which had a post-apocalyptic Hunger Games vibe with men in black, morph suits, and geometric chess. But for the first time this year, we have staging notes. We love staging notes and welcome them from any of the delegations who were yet to perform Hopeful Face. So, the Cyprus delegation describes Theo's performance as follows. 2 scaffolding towers are placed on stage, and the performance opens with Theo, Evan, and the 2 dancers forming the shape of a mysterious figure referenced in the lyrics, a silhouette that will be immediately recognizable. As the performance unfolds, the towers shift positions to create different formations. Theo and his 4 dancers incorporate them seamlessly into the choreography. Stunning visuals and dynamic lighting enhance each movement, adding depth and intensity to the staging. Sounds exciting, no? We had backed that up watching it live. It's a super slick, high energy 3-minute workout which does things with scaffold towers and very gymnastic men that we didn't know were even possible. The lighting shifts from black and white at the start to black and red in the middle, and then back to black and white. And there's a moment at the end before the final drop when everything stops and Theo just breathes with a clever camera effect that make it look like he's dissolving into the ether. Costume-wise, it's black trousers and black vests all around. And as for the recognizable figure mentioned in the notes above, we regret to inform you that we're not to tell you what it is because that would be a big spoiler of some very clever staging. And some things are worth waiting for.
They waited 20 minutes.
Yeah.
The Cyprus delegation agreed, so please don't shout at us in the comments. They promised
Girl,
to
we
reveal
know.
Girl,
all
we
tomorrow.
know.
When the photos are published, apparently no pyro.
On the Instagram account of Theo Evan.
But
Now listen,
20 minutes later.
just to confirm, and some of you in the comments are already saying, all right, you already know this, Theo Evan is portraying the Vitruvian Man, the famous drawing by Leonardo da Vinci that depicts a nude man in 2 superimposed positions, both inscribed in a circle and a square. This is all about human proportions. It illustrates da Vinci's understanding of the human body's perfect proportions, a concept explored by Vitruvius and later by Kleitos. This is significant because it's a symbol of Renaissance humanism, emphasizing the importance of human anatomy, proportion, and the relationship between art, science, and nature. So our man Theo Evan is not portraying Eleni Furera.
Scrotums.
He's not Aphrodite. He is this, the perfectly formed male, perfectly proportioned. So this might explain why we see him at the gym so much, all right? Because he has to perform and kind of recreate this look, apparently. It's a very interesting concept. You know, I would not have guessed that he was going to portray a man in a Da Vinci drawing about human proportion.
It's also very difficult to explain in 30 seconds prior to the song.
It sounds like something you'd see in Black Mirror. Like someone is
I hate that show.
Like someone's obsessed with having the perfect body and they want to make themselves Vitruvian. You know, it's very complicated. It's very interesting.
I think it's an interesting concept from a staging standpoint. Will the people watching from home be able to understand it straight away? Will the commentators be able to explain this complex context in 30 seconds and explain who Theo Evan is? Because no one in Europe knows who he is at the moment. So, yeah, unless this is very straightforward and people understand the message behind the staging, it's more for the museum than for the stage.
It's very interesting. If you know my name, please don't repeat it. It's like, don't out me as the Vitruvian Man. I'm struggling to kind of put this concept together. It's not immediately obvious. I take your point. It's interesting, and I think visually people will understand when they see it. They'll at least recognize it. They may not know its significance about anatomy, humanism, etc.
Really well, or it's gonna flop.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, will the granny in North Macedonia is not in the competition, but will the granny in Albania understand that this is about the Vitruvian man? It's just, you know what I mean?
The grandma in Albania?
Let's read some comments. This is, sorry, I favorited a lot of your comments. I'm just pulling them up. Forgive me. Where are the Cypriot? Here we go. Girl, where? Okay. Joe Crook says, I really want Cyprus to qualify. Such a fun, energetic song. And Theo is such a nice... Can you not touch my body? Theo is such a nice guy. This is, I can't read that, ZH. Cyprus will depict Da Vinci's Vitruvian Man. Absolutely. TV ESC fan says, yeah, for Cyprus. It was confirmed to the mysterious figure is the Vitruvian Man. Okay. Lukja says, Cyprus is so overdone every year. Like, give us something new. The outfits are easily the worst the Simi has seen. Sorry, it's the truth. Let's look at these outfits. Let's look at these outfits. We are going to the official Instagram account of the Eurovision Song Contest, and we are pulling up Theo Evan. He's in streetwear to begin, and then, it's all black, sort of. Yeah,
He's a cutie.
He's very handsome. It's all black. So that to me suggests that we're going to need to pay attention to what's around them, because if you're in all black, that means behind you, surely there are going to be things that pop, that kind of are in contrast, lots of color. He looks confident, and he looks good.
The outfits are not giving anything, I'm sorry.
They're very simple.
He's got great hair.
Yeah, he has a nice silhouette as well. People have said in passing, we kind of look alike. I don't know if y'all see it. Okay, maybe not.
You know what it looks like now? It's not your generation. But if there's anyone from my generation here, it looks like the guy from Lazy Town, which is like a show for kids. If you know, you know who I'm talking about.
Wait a minute, he's wearing straps. Do you think he's going to be buckled into something? Like here, he's got visible straps. Do you see? So will he be buckled into a device like Sarah Alto in 2018 to become the Vitruvian Man? They were teasing that we're going to see something at Eurovision we've never seen before. So
maybe it's here. Maybe it's with the song. That's what I mean.
No, but that's what I mean. So is he going to be like on a circle, in a square? Because Sarah Alto gave us that, hunty.
Monster.
Very exciting. Very interesting. Very interesting. Let's get more comments. Indy Nicola21 says he will be flying. That's right. Apparently he's not going to touch the ground the entire song.
Oh,
is that correct?
Really?
That was circulating. I don't know if that's true, but is that what you've heard as well?
I've heard nothing.
Okay, well maybe that's complete bollocks then. Who knows? Cookies says he don't need nice clothes because he's scaffolding. Oh, he's scaffolding. He's going to be on scaffolding?
Oh, is this the one that's like way up in the air like gravity?
Maybe, yeah.
Not gravity. Zero? Wait.
Tunai says he has such a nice smile.
Again.
Oh, Joe Crook says he does look like me.
Gravity.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm considering getting plastic surgery so I can look even more like him. We'll get the same face, honey.
You don't need plastic surgery.
Oh, you're very sweet. Okay, any other comments on Cyprus? Here we go. Floppy Con legend.
Welcome back!
The staging sounds overly complex and too try-hard. But, hey, we gotta see it. It's hard to judge because we don't...
Noises.
Yeah, I'm hungry. New concept of a perfect man. Wee Truvian man. What are we changing, hunty?
Yes.
Love you.
That's funny.
I hope Cyprus know what they're doing. Peter Svala. ESC Kelp says, isn't he supposedly not touching the ground the whole performance?
This is something we will see.
Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Some knowledge here. Haida Park says that the Vitruvian Man is called Sporticus in Germany.
Oh, interesting.
Shout out to Sporticus. Jonathan says he's smoking hot. He is
Helly.
feeling that fire.
Hi to your sister, Helly. Sorry.
Is that HLFA says, I presume he'll be strapped into a circle.
To be seen, right?
Indeed, lots of straps. And DO says he's in the rigging, scaffolding. Yeah, so but it's funny because he knows how to move and he knows how to dance. And like in his music video, he moves that body. If he's in scaffolding, can he move his body?
That is the question. We've been seeing a lot of videos of him singing and doing cardio at the same time.
Yeah.
So he's clearly trying to increase his endurance for this performance. Yeah.
Is that him?
No, that's Will Tudor.
That's Will Tudor, and
he's fine. He goes to my gym in Soho. I sometimes see him.
seriously.
Yeah.
Is in one of the TV series that I watch.
He's in the Wolf Hall. Wolf Hall?
I haven't seen that.
Oh, sorry.
I've seen him in Shadowhunters.
Incredible. And Jordan, the Eurovision fan says, will Cyprus get the cube?
What cube? Oh, what cube?
What's the cube? Tunai's wondering if he can hit the high notes. Paula says, thoughts on Baby... Oh, we will talk about that later. We love Baby Lasagna and Karya coming together, Paula. Any other questions on Cyprus? Okay, we're going to shut the chat soon, so final questions on Cyprus. ESC Stan 15 says, Cyprus will qualify. This seems amazing, and it'll be better when we see the performance.
You're probably right.
I do look forward to that, because just reading descriptions can kind of make things seem underwhelming when, in fact, they are incredible.
Although I must say, this is, to their point, it's one of the performances that I'm most looking forward to see on screen, even though the song does... nothing for me, but they've promised so much. It's this one in Austria. It's like it's been something has been promised, and now we really need to see if they actually delivered the goods.
I know I would hate for it to be a disappointment.
This sounds very
that's the
ambitious.
thing with, like, overpromising.
Very, very ambitious. So that it's my lovely friend Raleigh. I thought Loreen was great last year, just in that chair. So even if he's not moving much with some good cam work, it can be great.
This is also a fair point.
That's a very fair point. Raleigh Ungasha. If y'all love tattoos, body art, modifications, follow Raleigh on not Instagram. Well, on Instagram, but also on YouTube. Massive YouTuber. Love Raleigh. Thank you for stopping by, Hunty. Now, I haven't eaten dinner, and I'm starving.
We shall go and eat something.
Eli Cohen, finally, I made it to one of your live streams. We are so glad you're here, but we gotta go eat. I
We stay on
apologize.
for 23 more minutes. We can make this 2 hours.
Girl, stomach. The restaurant closes, sadly. But listen, we will be back tomorrow evening.
Or tomorrow morning, are we doing
tomorrow?
pictures again?
So, Suzanne, tomorrow morning, Suzanne and I will film reactions to the photos that are released by the EBU. So that video will be publishing in the afternoon. We're also going to publish Suzanne's top 37 from an American Eurovision fan. So she has ranked all 37 songs. I was in the other room with Bernardo, and our girl talks. You said you were going to be there for 5 minutes. The video's like 40.
Well, I said I was going to keep it to 12. Oh, God, is it really 40?
It's long.
I said I was going to keep it to 12. I didn't quite
So I am not putting in snippets of each song because I will never finish it. In any case, so we will have those things. And in the evening, we will have our live stream again. It'll probably be around the same time, around 7 p.m. But please, in the afternoon, check. It'll be... in the scheduled videos, in the playlist at the top of our homepage, there's a playlist with upcoming videos, and that will be there probably 7:30.
Yeah, we got to figure out our dinner situation. Hey, Joe Crook, we're definitely going to Zara.
And don't forget to click on the notification bell. That even if you don't know when we're going live, if you click on the notification bell, you'll get that notification once William presses live.
Yeah. We hope, Christian. We hope and pray that Celine Dion makes an appearance.
Oh my God, I would die.
Because she posted, as y'all would have seen, she posted photos and said Eurovision 1988 and Eurovision 1989. She, of course, won the first year, then came back the second year. So maybe that's what she's hinting at. Switzerland won, and now she'll be back.
Yeah. And I was messaging William yesterday, and I was saying, Madonna who?
Yeah.
If we have
Who?
Madonna Who, if we have Celine Dion, my life is done.
Kitos obeasta shosta wee crew. Thank you, Teak89. We love you. We love Lil Catherine. We love all
We
of
love
you.
all
Thank
of
you
We
so
love
much.
all of you, yeah.
I have not peed in 3 hours, so I'm gonna wrap this up.
And almost like 600 of you stuck with us
That's
for,
really
for an hour and a half.
We
yeah.
loved seeing you, and we're gonna love seeing you tomorrow. Have a beautiful evening.
We're gonna go eat some dinner.
See y'all later.
Bye.